What works for me might not work for you. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. You guys notice a lot of times, a lot of my videos, I sit here and talk to you guys. I don't show you tons of food storage, preps. You know, I show some things. I show some food storage, I show preps, I show seeds, stuff like that. But why? Because what works for me may not work for you. I'm here to empower you and to get you guys using this, your brain. Next to him, it's the most powerful tool in preparedness. Yeah, I could go through and show you everything I have and stuff like that, but for one thing, it's OPSEC. I don't want everybody knowing everything I have. Second off, we're all in different situations. Here in the Pacific Northwest, it rains a lot. It's all wet all over the place. It's been raining all the time. You may be in the desert. So what I prepare for and how I prepare may not work for you. You gotta think about what works for you and do what's right for you. There's not one size fits all when it comes to preparedness. We all have different skill sets, also abilities. The stuff that it takes that I can survive on, you might not be able to survive on. Or maybe you can survive on even less. It all depends on your bushcraft skills, survival skills, your ability to make do with less, your ability to adapt and overcome. Some people need a lot more stuff because maybe they don't have the skills. Maybe they don't have the group backing that I do. Maybe they don't have bug out locations like I do. Maybe they don't have a lot of things. So they can stockpile food. Everybody has their role. If you're a stockpiler, then stockpile. Still work on your skills. Work on your fitness. But you may not be the one that's going out and patrolling around with your patrol pack and all your gear on and stuff like that, providing security. That kind of stuff we talk about on Patreon, by the way. Links in the description below. $1 a month, hundreds of videos. Anyway, enough about that. You also may be a bastion of knowledge. You may be elderly. You may be disabled. And people, please, if you're looking for a group or something like that, do not discount the elderly or the disabled. They have a lot to offer. Everybody has a lot to offer. We're all in different situations. We're all in different environments. We're all in different socioeconomic groups. We all have different abilities, physical abilities, mental abilities, based on our health, our age, our experiences in life. So I'm here just to get that ball rolling. I'm here for you guys to think, to empower you guys to think, to uplift you, to provide you some information, a path forward. You still have to use this. I can't do it for you. Just like people say, oh, I trust in God, everything will be fine, I don't need to prepare. Yeah, well, God will provide. But you have to do your part. I can't just stand out here in the yard with a shovel and say, I got a hole to dig, say. I can't just say, oh, I trust in God that, that hole will just appear. It's not going to appear. You have to do it. Just like you have to get your preps in order. Only you know what you need. Nobody out there, no channel, I don't care how big they are, I don't care how many subscribers they have, I don't care what their level of experience is, they cannot tell you exactly what you need. We can all tell you, a lot of channels can tell you basics. We can tell you, okay, well, you got to think about stuff like this. You got to think about fitness. You got to have food. You got to have water. You got to have medical. All these basic things, yes, you need to have them. But you have to tailor it to meet your needs. Maybe you're in a wheelchair. Maybe you don't need a bug out bag. Or maybe it can be a bag strapped to your wheelchair. Maybe, I don't know. There's so many different things out there. Maybe you're diabetic, so you got to stockpile diabetic supplies. Well, are there any naturopathic or herbal things that will help you with your diabetes or other ailments? Research these things. Knowledge is power, people. And not just knowledge, but the proper application of knowledge. Being able to do the things that need to be done for whatever your situation may be. Whether it's that herbal medicine I talked about, whether it's how to patrol properly, how to set security properly, how to can, how to save seeds. Is water a big concern for you? Also, are you living in an urban environment, a suburban environment where, the city brings you water, the city takes away your poo, the city gives you power, the city gives you natural gas, the city gives you everything, well, not gives you, but sells you everything you need. But then you're 100% reliant on the system. Do you have things that will enable you to survive outside of the system? Wood stoves? Do you have propane tanks? Do you have the ability to cook with that propane? Camp stoves? What about those butane stoves? There's a lot of different things. We're all, like I said, we're all in different situations. I'm on a well. Are you on a well? Maybe not. Maybe you're drinking fluoridated water. Research the effects of fluoride on you. That's something to know. There's a lot of stuff out there, people. I truly cannot just sit here and tell you what to do. I can give you the basics. I can help encourage you to think and analyze what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. And build your strengths, practice your strengths, train on your strengths, but try the best you can to mitigate any weaknesses. Is your weakness water? Okay, we'll stockpile lots of water. Is your weakness gardening or food production? Okay, we'll save some seeds, get some chickens, get some rabbits, whatever it may be. You have to figure out what your weaknesses are. Really take a serious, hard look at your preps. All the areas, all the contingencies. Have somebody you really trust. I mean, if you're going to tell them all your preps, family member, friend, group member, have somebody else, an extra set of eyes, an extra brain, help you analyze your preps. Maybe they'll be able to notice some weakness that you weren't aware of, some flaw in your plan. And remember, no matter what, the best laid plans don't survive first contact. That's Murphy's Law. What can go wrong will go wrong. We have to plan for that. We have to adjust our preps and our ability to survive based on what our current situation is. We all also have different threats in our areas. If you're urban, you may have a lot more human threats. If you live on a fault line, you may have a lot more natural disaster threats, earthquakes. If you live in Tornado Alley, you may have that threat. If you live on the Florida coast or the Gulf Coast, hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, fires. We all have different threats. Seriously. I have zero threat of a tornado where I'm at. Maybe you have zero threat of an earthquake. But we got to prepare for these things. We got to lay our plans in place, have primary plans, backup plans, tertiary plans, bug out locations, routes, escape plans, not putting all our eggs in one basket, spreading out our food storage, our preps, so that if anything happens to a single location, we're not done, that we still have the ability to move on and to rebuild and to survive, hopefully thrive. So there's a lot to think about, people. Please, very, very soon, hopefully today, go over your preps. Have somebody else look at them with you. Even if it's just a child. Maybe it's a teenager. Maybe younger. Ask them, what do you think we need? What do you think could happen? Without scaring them, of course. Don't go a full-on zombie apocalypse with a 10-year-old or something like that. But seriously, kids are smart. I talk to my kids about preparedness all the time. They offer valuable input. A lot of times it's silly. You know, I get things like chapstick, dolls, BB guns, BBs for BB guns, stuff like that, which sort of, that's not a joke. Because with BB guns, I mean, our Red Ryder, we've killed rats. Hey, that's an anti-pest device. What about high-power pellet rifles? You know, my 13-year-old is one of those. That's a small game hunting rifle. Great. Extra pellets? Roger that. What about bows and arrows? Yeah, they're fun, but they can also be an effective survival tool. Just think about these things. Try to think outside the box. Try to war game, think, tabletop, all the scenarios that are possible. What can go wrong? Maybe will go wrong. Take a serious hard look at what you have, what you might need, and try to fill those gaps. Try to mitigate any weaknesses. This is very important to have a well-rounded preparedness plan. These plans are important. Our families are important. Our lives are important. We need to be able to thrive, not just survive. And we need to do this out of peace of mind, not out of fear. We don't do this out of fear. We prep. We live our lives. Another thing is, if you make this journey fun, then you won't sweat it as much. You won't get prepper burnout. You'll enjoy the process. You'll have fun doing it. I know one thing I've noticed is if I do a positive, uplifting video and title, say, it's not about prepping, which was recently, or, I don't know, something like empowering and uplifting preppers. If I use that as a title, the views are crap. People don't want positive, uplifting messages. They want fear. They want anger. They want hate. All this negativity gets tons of views. I know when I create a thumbnail and a title, I know whether that video is going to explode or not do so well. And I still put out the videos that I know are not going to do so well, because those are the important things, the really important things. You got to throw those catchy thumbnails, those catchy titles out. Yeah, you got to do it so that you can reach more people. That's why I do it. I do it to reach more people, and then hope those people will stick around and listen to the positive messages also. I hope that they'll be uplifted. I hope they'll get out of that that fear, out of that feeling, thought. I'm losing the words. They'll get past the anger, fear, all those negative things, and move into a positive situation, positive thought process. Yeah, it's important. Positivity, a positive mental attitude is vital, so important in life in general, and definitely in preparedness. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff to think about. There's a lot of stuff to, worry about, but, not not worry kind of thing. There's a lot of stuff to be aware of. But just do your best. Stay positive. Keep on prepping on. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.